Welcome back, gamers. So today we're going to be talking about Arma Reforger and a little bit about Arma 4. Back in August, I made a video called Arma 4 News, Updates, and Speculations. Now within that video I talked about my speculations, kind of what other people were thinking about, and just as much information sourcing I can get online. Back then, my speculation, other people's speculation on Arma 4 release was mid to late 2024. Now, that still holds. Like, I still think that it's gonna be 2024, whether it be mid or late. I don't think it's gonna be 2025 because that's kind of late, and I'll kind of explain why through this video. Now, this roadmap is Arma Reforger based. Ground support was released back in the early access days of Reforger, and you can see what they added in. Everything with a green check mark is what they added into the game. Everything that has a white plus is planned, and then yellow is obviously experimental, as you can see here. They had a couple assault rifles, some anti-tank mines, M16 carry handle, new medical assets will be added, some vehicles, some map functions, ambient life where you hear the birds and such. Other than the weapons and vehicles, just general like quality of life type stuff. You know, if you want to take the time and read through this whole thing here, I will leave it up for a minute, or you can screenshot it. So let's move on to the next update, Air Assault. This is where we are now, and this is in 2024. Now, some of this was added before 2024 because the 1.0 update came out in late 2023 in December, I believe. I don't know the exact date. So pretty much the 1.0 means the game is not in early access anymore. It's a full game, which they've improved a lot on, I believe anyway. I feel like they need to fix the hitbox registration. There's a couple menu bugs there is for consoles, especially when you're trying to get your map out once in a while. It doesn't work. Like I said, there's a few things like that, but we're not talking about that today. We're talking about what they're going to add in the update. So right now we have the green stuff right here, which is the M1 helmet, M69 flak vest. We have this vest. We got all kinds of vests here. Flight suit. So vehicles. We got the helicopters, which I covered in my last one of my last videos here recently. I touched about the 1.0 update, which is showing like exact details of it. The unconsciousness, which they added that before the 1.0 update, I believe, during the medical update. The body armors and, the helmets and body armor plates will actually protect you against fragmentation and projectiles, which in my opinion is much needed in a milsim game. Fuel systems, so your vehicles could actually run out of fuel. You can run fuel supply trucks, back and forth throughout the battlefield. Save slots. Now this right here was a big game changer in Reforger because multiple save slots will be added to the Game Master. That's awesome right there. If you've never played Game Master, it's a pain to restart everything and not have multiple save slots when you're trying to create new maps or whatnot. It's supposed to be usable for respawning, building support, structures, acquiring vehicles, and more. So this right here, the supply system is completely changed. So before, you just load the back of a truck from home base, you ran it down to one of your bases that you just captured, unload it. You never manually unloaded, you just went to the back of the truck, hit Y, and unloads it for you. Now there are actual physical crates that you can see, and you can use a big semi-truck, like a deuce and a half, load it in the back, or you can load, a little bit less supplies in a Jeep. You can load it into an ambulance. Pretty much any vehicle that has the room you can load supplies into. And there's more than one location to get supplies from also, not just from home base. There's a little outlets, you should say, like little bases guarded by AI that have supplies. So you can go up to like a tower area, grab supplies, run it down to your base. It just makes the whole supply concept better, in my opinion. I don't know how other people think about it. So that is Air Assault. What we have, like I said, the green. Now what we're gonna get, I'm really excited for. So we're getting the, this is vanilla Reforger, remind you. This is not modded. So obviously, there's going to be all kinds of mods already on different guns, but this is base game. So we're going to get, machine gun, the carbine, however you want to say it, heavy machine gun. This is what I'm really excited for, the mortars. Yeah, I know, some people might be like, oh, mortars is going to be annoying and blah, 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 whatever. I'm excited for that. It's going to make it feel more realistic when there's mortar rounds going off next to you. The fact is, you can carry a mortar on you, and just a couple mortar rounds, and maybe have one of your friends carry extra mortar rounds, deploy out in a field, and just start bombing a base. that concept is awesome to me. Suppressors, like I said, vanilla Reforger didn't have that. Modded is dud. The modded servers do, obviously. Now this is another one I'm really excited for, bayonets. That's gonna change the game for up close and combat, because right now, all you got for up close is just you can whack your gun at the guy. It really doesn't work. It's kind of gimmicky almost the way the guy does it. At least for me, every time I tried it just didn't work well. So having a bayonet would be nice. So I've died so many times to somebody because I had to reload my gun. Now what I'm really curious on is if you can throw a bayonet on the end of your AR, you know, like your M4 or whatever. That would be sick. Because if so, I'm carrying one on there all the time. Handheld flares. On the modded ones, we have drop flares, but now they bring it to the base. Flare round for the UGLs. That's gonna be awesome. Because on the I play on modded servers all the time, and nighttime you wear night vision goggles. What I've always wanted to do is shoot a flare from a UGL and blind people. So that way, like if we're in the woods line taking fire, you shoot one of those up. You know, obviously it gives away your position, but if you're already in combat, it doesn't really matter. So you just throw that up. You can blind the enemies. I use the Surefire flashlight in my AR, and I don't really use it unless I'm already in combat, or if I'm in like a town, heading to a building, click it on, and that'll blind them when they're wearing their night vision goggles. So that's like I said, a couple things I'm excited about here. Get a new van, new car. Nothing too excited there for me. AI commanding. This could be interesting. Players have the ability to issue basic commands to AI groups, which is kind of cool because the AI is kind of basic right now. Yeah, they have, what you call AI aimbot. They kind of beam you. It's not consistent. Sometimes they one-shot you. Sometimes they, hit 10 feet left and they can't hit the damn broadside of a barn door. Helicopters. So we already have the helicopter, like I said. This massive game changer here. Machine guns will be added to helicopters. Right now, helicopters are only for transport, more or less, which is fine. Gets the troops out in the front lines. The fact that you got a gunner on there, I mean, you can actually defend yourself against RPG rounds, and you can go around mowing, groups down. And I know people might be worried, oh, well, you can just helicopter camp a base, but that a lot of the servers, that's against the rules, need to be kicked by the game master or banned. So I'm not too worried about that. Okay, so more about the mortars here. Mortars will be usable by players and AI. Kind of scared about the AI part. I don't want AI bombing me, my own friends. Fire controls for the mortars will be adjustable. I assume that, so you can adjust how, the elevation and stuff of it. 81mm and 82. Okay, so that's awesome. Two different mortar rounds, 81mm and 82, so that's kind of cool. Now, I don't know if that's because one is on the American side and one is on the Russian, or if each side is going to have two different ammunition types for the mortars. Another thing that's pretty cool is the mortars will be deployable, obviously, but this part, and it will be able to be disassembled. So it's not something you have to just stay at your base. You can run out in the field with a group of guys or just by yourself solo, put it down, hit a couple mortars off, pick it up, get back into the tree line. That concept is awesome. Suppressors, like I said, we already have suppressors. That's something modded servers have, but vanilla players, they're gonna love this. Because if you're playing vanilla Reforger, you don't have suppressors at all, so that's pretty cool for them. Combat ops, honestly, I'm not gonna really go over this. I don't do combat ops stuff, but it's here if you want to read it. So that is the update we're currently on. Like I said, we're in the middle of this update, so we're about halfway done it, and it is what? Mid-January 2024. So I'd say, I honestly, I don't know when it's gonna release the rest of this stuff, but I would say probably springtime, maybe summer of 2024. This will release. Man, I don't know. They've been pretty quick though with their updates. Let's say about 2 to 3 months. This is gonna release the rest of this, and then. Boom, boom, boom. The final strike. So this right here. So say if they release this real quick, the rest of this stuff here quick, then we only have one more update to go. Bohemia's plan is to release the final strike update and then release Arma 4. So as soon as we get this update, then they're gonna start pushing Arma 4 more. So this is kind of like the end of the line for Reforger. And this is going to bring a lot more fun stuff here. So even if it's 6 months out from when this releases, I don't mind, because this game, you know, by this point, it's going to have a lot of stuff. So what we're going to get is explosive charges, anti-personnel mines, vehicle crew uniforms, civilian outfits. So that's interesting. Civilian outfits, so that way you can sneak around as civilians. Interesting. C4 is going to be sick. We already have anti-tank, but now personnel. As before, if you step on as a person, it doesn't blow you up. You have to be in a vehicle to hit it. Some new vehicles here. Rockets to be added for the helicopters. Game changer right there. Yeah, that's awesome. Now, the electrical system. Cool concept. Modded servers, I feel like ain't gonna do much, honestly. I was really excited when I first saw this, and then I was like, well, modded servers are using night vision goggles, so you don't really need lights on the street anyway. You kind of shoot them out anyway. You don't, it's nothing, unless it's objective based where you have to capture, you have to, you know, one of your bases is somewhere where you have to keep the lights on or whatever. I don't know. But for vanilla players, this is gonna be sick because you have to hit your flashlights. That's all you have. So you rely on street lights, power grids, stuff like that. So I feel like this is a big plus for the vanilla, you know, Reforger players over here. Explosive charges, we kind of talked about that over here. But remote detonated or timed fuse. So remote detonated reminds me of like C4 or something like that. And then the fuse reminds me of like a dynamite stick or whatever. I don't know exactly what they're going to do with it, but Game Master, just a couple things here if you want to read through it. Like I said, I'm kind of good into Game Master, but Building mode. Bases will be soon constructible almost anywhere on the map and no longer have a preset location. Building bases will be limited to available supplies and can only be in factions. Okay, so yeah. I was going to say, when they up here it says you can be anywhere to build bases, not like on your capture base. I was thinking that'd be kind of overpowered if you built a base right next to the enemy's HQ. But it has to be near your radio signal, which is still a good variety of range because I fought an in-between a friendly base and a enemy Russian base, and there's massive fields in between. And I always thought that would be sick to be able to build sandbag structures or, you know, bunkers, something like that out in the middle of the field. Now you can, as long as you bring a truck out there with supplies. You don't have to be attached to that main HQ area. And then the HQ role. Couple things here. This is for me really exciting. Destructible building. Yes. A basic system to handle the destruction of I can't speak. A basic system to handle the destruction of buildings will be introduced. So now, as it stands right now, gates, fences, those like concrete white walls can be blown up with RPGs. I'm assuming it's gonna be the same concept as those walls are. Like the fence walls, the big ones. Whereas if you shoot the side of a building with an RPG, it'll actually blow the wall up. Or a barn or something like that. That's going to be cool. Because there's too many players camping in big houses and stuff, sniping out. And the RPG, it hits the side of the wall, or, you know, it doesn't quite go into the window and doesn't kill them. But if it hits the outer wall, blows it up, kill everyone in the room. Like, that's, I don't know, that's cool. Yeah, so that is pretty much it right now. So this is what we have to look forward to. And like I said, speculations as of last August was mid-2024 to late 2024. I would say around the same ballpark, but I'm kind of pushing it now to late 2024 just because we still have to finish the air assault, which springtime this will be all out by. This, you know, the next couple months, everything on here will be released. And then I'm thinking summertime, they'll at least start dipping into this. I don't know if they're gonna release this all as one. I mean, they might drop this whole thing as a one big update instead of doing half and half. They did half and half on this as well. They did little by little. Obviously, you can't see it now, but back then they added it slowly. All right, that is it for today. Like I said, this video is mostly just talking about Reforger itself and a little bit about Arma Reforger, just dipping into the fact that I still believe it's going to be late 2024 around that point. I feel like they're going to try to get it up before, you know, Christmas, stuff like that. Especially because this game's getting more traction with the more updates they're adding. I appreciate everyone watching. Thank you so much. Also, I really appreciate all of you watching my videos, commenting on my last couple of them. You know, they've been doing pretty good. I haven't had videos do that good in a while, so that's kind of cool. Honestly, I'll be real right now. Arma is a game I love, and the fact that the last couple of videos have gotten traction, you guys are all enjoying it. My gameplay isn't perfect. Technically I'm like an Arma noob. So many people have so many hours in this game compared to I do. And if y'all keep supporting this, I'll keep making Arma videos. I have a couple, videos I'm putting together of actual gameplay. This is just kind of an update from, back in August when I made my first update video. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. I would appreciate that so much. You guys are amazing. I'm almost to 500 subscribers. Within the last couple days, I've gotten like over 10 or 15 subs, which is way more than I've gotten in a day or so. Like, that's crazy for me. I only have 380 subs or something like that. But I'll catch you next time on the next Arma video.